Friends, we have also made arrangements for you to sit at the downstairs. There are plenty in the door.
I request Dr. Kalaichelu Shivaraman to felicitate Asriyaraya. I request Dr. S. Armstrong to felicitate Honorable Member of Parliament, Mr. A. Raja. Honoring those who light the path of knowledge is to celebrate the power of ideas to transform the society. At this moment, we are privileged to welcome Professor Dr. S. Armstrong to the stage for felicitate the ceremony. Dr. S. Armstrong is a distinguished academician serving as a member, Vice Chancellor Convener Committee, and Professor and Head of Department of English at the University of Madras. He also leads the Center for Endangered Languages and serves as Chairman of Board of Studies in English. With 29 years of academic experience, Dr. Armstrong has mentored 26 PhD and 79 MPhil scholars. He received the Fulbright Nehru Visiting Professor Award and Shastri Indo-Canadian Pre-Doctoral Fellowship. He has authored one book, co-edited Burma Writer as Activities, edited 4 volumes and published 35 research papers. Elected to the University of Madras, indicated 2024, Dr. Armstrong's work continues to influence higher education both nationally and internationally.
Yeah.
Most respected Asriyaraya, Chancellor, Periyar Institute of Science and Technology, Vallam Tanjavur, the torchbearer of social justice for students, faculty, and for the entire generation who are now in India. Thiru A. Raja, Member of Parliament, Nilgiri Lok Sabha constituency, who is going to inaugurate and deliver keynote address, who is a great parliamentarian, voice of Tamil Nadu, voice of social justice, voice of constitutional rights in Government of India. Dr. Govi Chelian, Honorable Minister for Higher Education and Pro-Chancellor of University of Madras, who is going to deliver the valedictory address tomorrow. Dr. Mr. Kumaresan, Treasurer of Dravidian Historical Research Center, Dr. G. Olivandan, Dr. Kalaichelu Shivaraman, Assistant Professor and Head, Anna Center for Public Affairs, University of Madras, Dr. Jagdishan from Dravidian Historical Research Center, Dr. R. Balakrishnan IAS, who is going to deliver plenary address, Mr. Anburaj Anna, dear dignitaries, faculty members, and members of Dravida Karuthiyal Sangam in Tamil Nadu, Marappan and other important faculty members, research scholars, students who are online. This conference is very important because our Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu in his recent visit. First, he initiated and visited universities in Germany and also University of Oxford. So, first instance, in Germany, our chief minister, I looked at him as a professor in the way he conducted himself in the library of University of Cologne, who brought lot of Tamil manuscripts to Roja Muttaya library, who handed over yesterday. Is a great source of inspiration for scholars and students, faculty like me. The reason is, he is very careful in curating universities, which is a place and source of knowledge in this world. His next speech in Oxford, University of Oxford, where he also visited the graveyard of G. Pope, is another great milestone for India, not only Tamil Nadu, where he unveiled the portrait of our Periyar. That is the greatest milestone in this Dravidian model government. And we have our Honorable MP, who is the voice of Tamil Nadu for bringing justice in everything. Justice not in society. Our MP, Honorable MP, withholds justice for everybody. Justice for the disability. Justice for, democratic justice is very important. Social democracy is very important. He also talks about important Dravidian ideology, which is unique not only for India and Tamil Nadu, it is for the world. I see our Chief Minister's efforts to unveil the portrait in the portals of the educational capital of the world, University of Oxford, which is a place that produced presidents and prime ministers of the entire world. In that context, this conference has been organized by the Anna Center for Public Affairs, which is the part and vibrant department of University of Madras. And this department promotes not only conferences like this, they bring lot of innovative courses and also courses related to social justice in this department. So I really felicitate all the students and also faculty members. Dear friends, this conference has been supported by faculty of genetics, economics, sociology, microbiology, and medical biochemistry, management studies, biology. Just imagine the teamwork behind this conference. This is the first time University of Madras has attempted to bring together faculty from different departments. The reason is our Asriyaraya. He is a great source of inspiration. He has been guiding us and telling us we must have a conference to highlight the academic importance of Periyar. So this conference, the aim of this conference is to academize Periyarism in the world. You have many students and scholars around the world who are all, studying and practicing, Periyar as a role model. But when we look at the syllabus in Indian curriculum, I was really very sad. And this conference outcome will be to academize Periyarism in the curriculum. Why? The reason is, I like to felicitate this conference because Periyar, when the European Western civilization took 500 years for bringing the age of reason, within the span of 50 years, our Tandai Periyar's visionary leadership changed the entire landscape of Tamil Nadu. So 500 years of European age of reasoning and 50 years of our Periyar's leadership is very important. So I would like to call 2 ages of revolutionary transformation took place in the world when Europe took 500 years and the Periyar took only 50 years to rationalize our thinking. So we have to celebrate Periyar in the academic world because, for instance, rational inquiry during the age of reason, and also scientific revolution, individual rights, separation of church and state, social contract. All these concepts took many years, curated by philosophers like Voltaire, Rousseau and Kant, who challenged traditional authority through reason. When you come to Tamil Nadu, Periyar's vision brought all these things together in his movements. The success of his movement is he not only practiced, he not only theorized, he also practiced whatever he wrote, whatever he thought. That is the great success of our Dravidian movement. The age of Dravidian movement can also be called peaceful revolution. When you take 1900 to 1950, this is very important because this age of Dravidian movement must be called the age of reason in Tamil Nadu. Because Periyar was a philosopher king. I'd like to bring some of the important concepts that are familiar. Rational deconstruction. When you take French philosopher Derrida, he also deconstructed like our own Periyar. I would like to call rational deconstruction. Educational reform, women's liberation, social equality. We can equate all these concepts with great scholars in the world. Due to lack of time, I am not going into the important names. But what is very, very important is taking Periyarism seriously is very, very important. There is a necessity for all of us to academize Periyarism in our curriculum. This is a short note. I conclude. Thank you for the opportunity extended to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable insights. I now request Prince NRS Periyar to introduce Asya Iyer. Honorable Member of Parliament, Mr. A. Raja, will now be introduced by Dr. P. Muthukumar, Head and Associate Professor, Department of Political Science, Presidency College.
Good morning all. This is a delightful day. To speak truth to power is not defense, it is duty. That's what Periyar's path, and it remains our today. A thinker of great eminence, a fiery speaker of Indian Parliament, a revolutionary in his thoughts, a firebrand of social change, a lighthouse for the seekers of social justice. Honorable Member of Parliament, Mr. A. Raja, is a senior political leader representing the Nilgiris Lok Sabha constituency, Tamil Nadu. A prominent leader of Dravidian movement and Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. He has served multiple terms in Parliament since 1996 and held key positions in the Government of India, including Union Minister of Environment and Forest in 1999, 2004 and 2007, and Union of Minister of Communications and Information Technology from 2007 to 2009. A lawyer of profession and committed social activist. Mr. Raja has been a strong advocate for social justice, federalism, and the empowerment of marginalized communities, especially scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. He played a major role in implementing reforms in the telecom and environmental sectors and is known for promoting the principles of Dravidian movement. As an author of works like Dalit Manifesto, a blueprint for change, and Dravidian or Hindutva, He continues to engage with issues of caste, democracy, and equality. Mr. Raja remains a key figure in advancing the legacy of Periyar's self-respect movement and DMK's vision in Indian politics. We are honored to welcome Mr. A. Raja, delivered a keynote address, a prominent thinker and advocate for social justice. Mr. Raja brings deep insights into the political and ideological legacy of the Dravid movement and its relevance in contemporary India. His address will set the tone for India's discussions, anchoring them in both historical context and present-day urgency. Even in the utmost future, the world will not willingly let die the preaching of fellowship and equality, said Periyar. Now, I am privileged to invite the Honorable Member of Parliament, R. Rasa, to deliver the keynote address. Thank you.
Most respected Asriyar Ayya, Vice Chancellors of University, Professor Dr. Armstrong, Dr. Kalachindi Sivaraman, Mr. Kumaresan, Dr. Olivanan, distinguished gatherings, learned intellectuals, those who are going to deliver address in the forum, dear students, Vanakkam. I have been earmarked in the invitation to as if I am going to give keynote address. I think that it has been mistakenly printed like that. I have been invited here to sit along with you as a close associate of this event in identifying and selecting the speakers and augmenting some supplementary needs to this conference. However, I want to minimize my speech since Asri and I are going to give a detailed lecture on this subject. He is competent and he is the only person can elaborate the self-respect movement for its century milestone. Just I recall my memories when Dr. Ambedkar wrote a book, Caste, Genesis, Mechanism and Development of Caste, way back in the year 1920s. That book was celebrated by Columbia University, but it was banned at the instigation of some people in Tamil Nadu. They went to High Court and they went to Privy Council to ban the book. Ambedkar thoughts were prevented in 1920s by using the windows of Privy Council, but today Periyar entered the same Cambridge, same Oxford University without any deadlock and hindrance. Both are same sides of one coin. This is the achievement of self-respect movement. We are all celebrating Periyar today. Why? Why the self-respect movement has got its own significance and importance in the political arena of this country. I am a little bit afraid, to be frank with you. No doubt we are having every right to celebrate ourselves that we have marched 100 years with glory and success and achievements. But we are at crossroads. Why? Another philosophy and principle also celebrating century. There were three philosophies emanated in this country in 1925. One is self-respect, respecting the people, no caste, no religion, no discrimination, empowerment of women. This is our philosophy. The same philosophy was formed in the year 1925. Mark please, in the same year, another philosophy was enunciated by RSS, diametrically opposite to this. One more philosophy was invented and introduced in this country in 1925, that is communism. Three philosophies simultaneously took travel in this country. We are celebrating 100th year with glorious. Another organization also claiming that we are also achieved so many success. People are confused. The purpose for this function and symposium should be not only to celebrate Periyar, to distinguish the two philosophies and identify and inculcate the people's mind which philosophy is suited for this country, which philosophy will uphold the Constitution of India. The framing the Constitution itself is a task. The framing of the Constitution itself is a war between the two ideologies. The first article, India, that is Bharat itself, is having its own controversy. Ambedkar was very categorical that the word Bharat was inserted as against my will, forcibly by the people. Today they are celebrating this is Bharat, Bharat, Bharat. So there is identity, philosophical identity behind that. Starting from Article 1, in every article, the philosophical values of rationalism was resisted by the people, those who are sitting in the Constitutional Assembly. You go for the national flag. When the national flag was designed, even Gandhi did not accept this national flag. RSS did not accept this national flag. Gandhi wanted to have spindle in the middle. That is being Congress flag now. RSS wanted to have saffron flag. Who did this? Nehru was confused. He called Dr. Ambedkar. What will be our national flag? Ambedkar suggested, simply suggested, you are a rationalist, I believe. If you want to have a secular constitution, then the national flag must coincide with the constitution. Which can be the emblem in the national flag? He suggested Ashoka Chakra. The Ashoka Chakra represents the Ashoka period where the Nalanda University came into existence, where Buddha's teachings are completely spread out in the country. There is no caste system. The Sanatana Dharma was almost finished. Such a glorious period, this Ashoka Chakra was represented to show that the society should move. Society should not be a stagnant and sinking pool in terms of caste, in terms of religion. So you must identify in the national flag that Ashoka Chakra must be there. There was a great debate when you were introducing the national flag. Ultimately, Dr. Madras spoke a good speech. I quote, "Today, we are moving from Sanatana Dharma to an egalitarian society which is being represented by this Ashoka being," unquote. So, framing the constitution itself, introducing the national flag itself, our ideological war were broken. That broken war still is going on and became it's a big menace before us, where Periyar is essentially needed for us to save the constitution, to save India. So, what Periyar did, we can summarize simply. The philosophy of Hinduism written by Dr. Ambedkar says 5 or 7 ingredients. One is graded inequality. Number 2, prohibition of education. Number 3, prohibition of property. Number 4, suppression of suppression of women. These 4 or 5 elements are contemplated in philosophy of Hinduism, which is not suitable to us. So that the constitution came into existence to protect liberty, equality and fraternity. So if you want to keep the liberty, equality, fraternity as contemplated in the constitution, then the contra philosophy has to be removed, must be eliminated. That is the duty of the Periyarist, that is the duty of Ambedkarist. When we are celebrating century of self-respect movement, be ready for a war. Ideologically, we must be preferred to fight, to protect the constitution, to maintain the egalitarian society by using Periyar and Periyar's thoughts. This is our ambition. I hope this symposium will give a light to the students and young minds of this Tamil Nadu, because we are the pioneer. We are the pioneer. A chief minister is claiming very boldly that philosophically we are out of control of Delhi. A chief minister of state is claiming that we are out of control of Delhi. Not in terms of territorialism, not in terms of administration. In terms of philosophy, we are not slave to Delhi. Because Delhi is being ruled by some other philosophy which is diametrically opposite to us. It was initiated in 1925. We are also fighting same 1925 philosophy as against Delhi. That is why our Chief Minister N.K. Stalin said, we are out of control of Delhi, we are Dravidian model, we will not accept whatever your philosophy which is completely against us. So, I humbly request the professors and the students, this is not only function for showering encomium and Periyar or making ourselves glorious, where we have to take a vow. We have to take a vow that our philosophy is going to protect India, going to protect Constitution, and whoever will be against this philosophy, egalitarian society, will be wiped out from this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. A. Raja sir. That was a wonderful speech. I now request Prince N.R.S. Periyar sir to introduce Astiraya.
Good morning, one and all. It will always be too little, however much time we take, to speak about the life and work of the legend I have the honor to introduce here, who was identified, nurtured, trained, guided and entrusted with great responsibilities by Thandai Periyar as the editor of Vidudalai and as the General Secretary of Dravida Kazhagam, who now leads as the President of Dravida Kazhagam, who was introduced as the Jnana Sambandhan of Dravidian movement by late lamented Anna, and who was fondly called as Aruyir Ilaval Tamilar Thalaivar Asiriyar by Kalaignar Dr. M. Karunanidhi, who was described as an inspiration for social justice by former Prime Minister V.P. Singh, and who was recognized as a driving force by our beloved Chief Minister, the historical hero of social justice, Muthuvel Karunanidhi Stalin, who beyond being a torchbearer of the movement, emerged as an institution builder, developing the Periyar educational institutions from schools to colleges and to a university, who now serves as the Chancellor of the Periyar Maniyamai Institute of Science and Technology, deemed to be university, who is the man behind the implementation of the Mandal Commission, the guardian of 69% reservation in Tamil Nadu, and the tireless fighter for women liberation, rationalism, anti-caste movement, and communal harmony, who has traveled across the world to spread and hail Periyar's ideology, talking the message of equality and self-respect beyond borders, who was honored by the government of Tamil Nadu with the title Tagaisal Tamilar, and who, even at the age of 93, carries forward this mission with undiminishing zeal to globalize the ideals of Periyar. Ladies and gentlemen and students, I have the proud privilege to present before you the living legend of our times, Dr. K. Veeramani.
Our most respectful member of the Parliament, an ideal parliamentarian. He is always prepared to pay any price for his ideology, whether it is from here or from Periyar, he is prepared. He is very unique. So it is all better and more fitting to give him. We cannot find a better selection to suit and give the keynote address for a self-respect symposium. That too a movement which has seen a century of events, continuous opposition, maligned problem, all these are there. So, Mr. Raja, our fraternal Raja, you are always Raja to us, even though the Rajas have gone. Rajas have gone, Raja has come. So always, it is my proud privilege to be with you, not only here, but everywhere and every time. So we are very, very happy. And here, and first of all, let me thank all the members of this centenary committee. The symposium, very historical symposium, as the University of Madras is very historical in its achievement. I have got a right to be here, not as a chancellor, but one among you, because I am also a student of Madras University through my law degree. And also, and more than my introduction, he has wasted some time so that I could also speak and more time, take my time. Because whether I am known the reputed field or not, I am a very notorious person. So everybody knows me, no introduction at all. Because notoriety is very fast than my other aspects. So I thank you, whatever it is. More than that, I am very happy. I am not new to this great audience, but young friends, I am very happy to meet you and convey the thoughts of Periyar. You have introduced me first. This university, it demands a decorum. That is why Professor Armstrong has in his usual way that decency and decorum demands it. As a chancellor, he is going to preside over in this great symposium. But one thing, my dear honest friends and fraternal comrades, more than the chancellor, I would like to get introduced myself, not as a chancellor, but a lifelong student of Periyar. Because the chancellor's post may come and go, may be stripped out any time, but the studentship of Periyar, for his research, for his utility of the social reform and revolution, is always attracts me. Still, we will have to understand Periyar. What is the proper life? More important. So, I would like to welcome and offer my salutations to all of you who are participants, the dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, my dear colleagues and friends. This is a wonderful opportunity to know more about, just a bird's eye view about Periyar. Periyar is a very unique leader, as rightly pointed out by our Anna, a doughty warrior, a maverick. That is the right word to describe, a maverick. Maverick is one person who always stands against any kind of onslaught till he carries that. So Periyar's self-respect movement is a very unique movement. And Dr. Armstrong has inaugurated it by inviting us. He has given an opportunity. Sir, Mr. Vice Chancellor selection, Dr. Armstrong, already I have heard through other Armstrong. This may be a small step for mankind, humankind, but will be a giant leap for the humankind. So also that equally applies to Periyar also. That is more important. So more fitting. So that Armstrong, giant, when he put on the left leg, here they won't allow to have the left leg when he entered there. Had he put his right leg, he would not have gone, he would not return. That itself killing the superstition. So also, you are the person, you are the Vice Chancellor with election chair. So you have got every right to welcome Periyar. But for Periyar, we have now entered this university, all our colleagues. Because of Periyar, we are now what we are today. Though we owe a deep debt of gratitude to Periyar. That is why the Symposium. And Periyar's movement, the self-respect movement, has done a lot of work. Putting centuries into a capsule. That is a very right word used by our Anna when he felicitated Periyar on his birthday at Tiruchirappalli. Said, beautiful idea, sentence. Putting centuries into a capsule. And Periyar's work within a century has so much of achievements. No other movement in the world has met so much of opposition. Still, Periyar is a living force. So many people ask us whether Periyar is relevant today. Is Periyar's philosophy is very relevant? More than any time. It is more relevant today. It is a need of the hour. It is a memory. It is the correct medicine for the whole of casteism. Why a self-respect movement was born? That is the main question. And self-respect movement, because very simple. Periyar has never into any portals of colleges or universities. But why Periyar's philosophy, Periyar's self-respect movement is entering every college? Our beloved Chief Minister, who is a Dravidian ideology model, Dravidian model, he has gone few weeks back to Oxford and introduced, unveiled the Periyar's portrait there, thereby Periyar entered the Oxford. This is not the first time that Periyar enters Madras University. Already National University, I have to show you what. In the short time, the political career of E.V. Ramasamy Nayakar. See, why Nayakar he has already discarded in the second port conference. But since he has the philosophy, since the research degree was registered in this name, he cannot leave it. So this book was seen by Periyar. It was given by 50 years ago by Isa Viswanathan. Then recently we have invited, and next November our Raja is going to Australian conference of self-respecters and other things. There in the university, already Periyar has entered the National University of Canberra in Australia. So everywhere, Irshid book. So internationally Periyar is known. Why? Because self-respect movement is a very unique movement. How it is unique? Because it is very unique on many respects. It is still that movement swims against the current. It is easy to swim with the current. But Periyar's ideology is not easy to understand. Very simple. The whole of the world, everywhere, you cannot see a human being is born with a stick of caste and other superstitions. Here, after 78 years of independence, Periyar asked when he was alive, every man, everywhere, my only question is, in India, where this is only problem. You say this is a Jnana Bhumi. Yes, it may be a Jnana Bhumi, but whether it is equal opportunities for all. My work, why is self-respect movement was there? Because of the fact, its main fact is eradication of caste and untouchability. Not only untouchability is very peculiar to understand, make them understand the foreigners. Untouchability, unseeability, unapproachability. What kind of thing? Atrocious. Periyar got rid of, he wanted to say, to create a new society, which is casteless, which is no discrimination. Very simple. It is the human beings. Can we see the all human beings are born free? But how they lead, that is the main question. Because Periyar asked me, my movement is there for the eradication of, for equality and eradication of caste and all discriminations. Discrimination by birth should be put an end to. That is why this movement, already the caste and varnashrama dharma and manu dharma and all these kind of different discriminations have made the human beings dehumanized persons. From dehumanization, our movement, the self-respect movement, want to rehumanize the people. That's all, very simple. How to humanize? You may be surprised. Wow, there is a necessity for humanize. Yes, in this country, my dear brothers, my dear comrades, in this country, it is easy to divinize people than humanize people. We can create Kailasa and offer visa by offering saffronization, but we cannot humanize the human people. That was the Periyar's major work, how to humanize the human beings. Yes, because there is a discrimination by birth. Oh, male is superior and female is inferior. So they don't have any right of. Periyar questioned this. So Periyar's movement, he has selected the best. He has said, you take all the dictionaries of the world. Can you find out a single equivalent, more fitting word as self-respect? You cannot. You can have many names in many movements. Humanist movement, Rationalist movement, and all these things. But nowhere, the whole world, the word self-respect is the only word which is more applicable in India, in particular Tamil Nadu, where he has not entered into any audience. That is why he has a very unique movement. Let me confine myself because of the time constraint. I don't want to take much of the time of the other speakers also. But one thing, see here, very unique movement. Not only in swimming against the current, the principle, he gave the principle, how a movement could be the best run, how could whatever may be the problems, and Periyar has defined during his explanation of how the movement is there to create the four important qualities where it is more important. The four important elements, how a movement could be, one is self-respect movement's armory. We have already done it. Periyar, first a movement requires an exemplary leader. Second, he has unassailable principles. Two. And third, the truthful volunteers of the movement. Fourth is, according to him, the honest propagandists. So all these four things, one is first the exemplary leadership, unassailable principles, and truthful volunteers, and honest propagandists. Periyar, the artery consists of all these things. That is why it has become more, very particularly, the more concerned and more people oriented. Periyar always has gone and done, and very unique in the other sense also. One is two. Unique how? Because principles came, then movement was arrived. Nowadays it is a very ridiculous people who start parties, they don't announce their principles. They don't know what are the principles. But Periyar put principles, then gives the party. Then very unique aspects. Periyar principles started where? Let all this, because this is an August audience. You will have to think. Periyar's first principle is, even before he started self-respect movement, the principles came first. And then later on, the movement's name, self-respect, was there. First, let me tell one example. When he was an ardent disciple of Mahatma Gandhi, he differed from Gandhi on the issues or principles. When he wanted to say, no, that all the Aryan people, let them have some kind of separate well to drink. No, Periyar said, my dear Mahatma Ji, I am always your disciple. I beg to differ from you, because if you give well, separate well, you give all kinds of facilities, but separate them, that is another, you are strongly putting the untouchability everywhere. So you are perpetuating the system. So let us have a common wall, common well, common thing. Even now there are walls of untouchability, protecting that. So Periyar's movement, even before it was born, the principles were found. Another thing I would like to point out from another quoting from Hindu centenary number. 100 years of Hindu has published, and our former editor in the editorial group, Mr. Vijay Shankar, is there. I hope you will agree with me. In that page 338, there was one very important. When Saran Mahadevi Kurukulam was discrimination and all these things, the common, it went to Gandhiji. One group says, no, there was discrimination between Brahmin boys and non-Brahmin boys. That should go, because this is a national Gurukulam. And when we want to create a national Gurukulam, how could I have the discrimination and all these things? Then the matter went to the higher up. And Gandhi, what was Gandhi's solution? Gandhi said, no, it is better, because let them have the same city, but by Brahmin cooks it will be done. Dr. Vadalayan Naidu, who was an ardent opposing the system, said even Periyar was hesitant how to oppose Gandhi and all this, this. He was very supporting Vadalayan Naidu, then president of the Tamil Nadu Congress Committee. He said, no, it won't. And then that evening, Periyar, as the secretary of Tamil Nadu Congress Committee in 1924, even during the period of Vaikam Satyagraha, this movement, how it is principles are placed first. He addresses the audience, which is reported in Hindu centenary number 338 page, clearly that Periyar gives for English language, donates one new word for the English language. If the caste question, this I did in quotation, to quote, if the caste question here is not settled in India before the Britishers, there will be only Brahminocracy. Hence, he has burned the Brahminocracy. Right? See, nobody has known that word Brahminocracy. And that is why this is reported. That was 1924. before the self-respect movement started in 1925. So the principle made at the movement. The movement was born because of this reason. He was addressing a meeting along with Rajaji and all these in Tirupur when he was a Congress president, before the movement was taken. He condemns in the public meeting about the caste system, about the untouchability, and he tells the public meeting very open and very vocal, and also the people's language he used to explain his ideas. So he was asking, so what happened? This means that whatever it is, when your Ramayana, when your other Puranas, Idihasas may be great, he was saying, oh, ideal Ram. No. What is the reason for the Shambhu? Whether I believe the Shambhu incident or not, whether I believe the Dronacharya or not, the discrimination is being protected. That is why we want to say, I am against it. We want to demolish caste system entirely. Everything should be there. If the God crosses that, you don't bother about the God. Bother about the human beings, how to humanize the people. This is the self-respect. And last but not least, one thing. Now, Periyar movement has come to this academic circle. Very last, because he was a professor as in Tamil Nadu. All his meetings were done in the public open arena and people were educated. So the education must be not only a monopoly, it is a social monopoly by all these things. That is why Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar and Periyar had on the both sides of the same coin. They were always with it. That is why they are for education to be socialized and equalized. Social justice, self-respect are born together. That is why. And when he wanted to eradicate the caste system, eradicate women enslavement, equality is more important. First step, equality. The next step is empowerment. And when you go there, all the professors are here. You more than equality, you should empower. And if Periyar's movement was not born, where all our people, I see many of our friends without any discrimination are sitting here. No discrimination. 100 years back, this would not have been taken. First question, what is your caste? What is my caste? All these things. Now we don't know our caste. That is still, you will have to go by it. So battles, Periyar is won. The movement, we have won many battles. We are very happy. But war is yet to be won. The war is yet to be won. That is why the torch of Periyar must be taken to everywhere. That is more important. So let us all join together. Periyar has put one last important question to the constitutionalists. In the Indian Constitution, Article 17 says untouchability is abolished and in its any form it should be punished. That was Article 17. But Periyar, in his last conference at the same Chennai, here, he passed a resolution demanding the government of India. Instead, you will have to amend the constitution if you are interested in the equality, because earlier the preamble clearly says equality, justice social, economic and political, all these things. If it is elaborated in the constitution, if you are very sincere in establishing, eradicating the untouchability, how do you know whether it is a touchable or untouchable? How do you know? Periyar asks a very simple question. No, because of caste, because of varna, because of caste. Caste is the root and untouchability is the branch. Why you want to cut the branch only? You will have to go to the deep, and that is why I request the government of India. That was the last resolution passed by Thandai Periyar, and self-respect movement was converted as Dravida Kazhagam, and he has put this simple question. You just change one word. Instead of untouchability is abolished, put a word, caste is abolished and its any form is forbidden by law. If that is done, very simple. But everywhere under its present government, see, you are one nation, one religion, one culture. He asked only one, not, why not one caste? No answer. So, Periyar is still relevant. Periyar's philosophy is our weapon. So let us take that weapon. And by all this, my dear friends, the august audience, I would like to understand and make one thing. With all this great change, no blood is done, no secret. Periyar's movement is open book. Periyar stands for peace. Periyar never resorted into any violence. More than all the non-violent methods, and Periyar was propagating. And if you just propagate your ideas, then public opinion marches forward. If law comes limping behind. Many people. Even when the statue is being scared by many people. So Periyar is a living force. Let us all and protect and propagate and not to disturb, not to distort. Periyar's movement will always be a landmark and it will be the solution to the problem. So let us all support the self-respect movement. Whether you like it or not, it is a social science. The social science will always be a win, a war. Always be a win to a war. Thank you very much for hearing me. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Last but one thing, recently, you want to know more than that. This book, I would like to introduce to this Periyar, Caste, Nation and Socialism by S.P. Rajadore, very recently published this one. And also John Mitta, as caste pride used to be, always to be appreciated. And another idea, the search for self-respect movement is by an American author. They are now only they are searching for self-respect. We are centenary, celebrating the centenary. It is the greatness of Periyar for one thing. So because of this, you kindly go through all these things. Recently, our Chief Minister released this book, the companion of, the Cambridge Companion to Periyar, by A.R. Venkatachalamurthy and Karthik Ram Mohan. So many people, and the last one is Periyar's collected works. Periyar's collected works contain so much of genesis of the movement and all these things. If you want to study more, my dear friends, you will have to go through all these books so that you will get an idea. So paucity of time stands. That is why I introduce all these books by Periyar. Because Periyar, whenever he starts his speech, he always introduces books. That is why it is more fitting and proper. Let me also put the same methodology. Thank you very much. Okay.
What a pleasure it was to listen to the wise words of a living legend.